Philadelphia Phillies lost a very tough game in that series finale last night on Wednesday against the Boston Red Sox. Went into extra innings. They were tied going into that. Obviously 6-6 there. In the 10th inning, each team scored a run, made it 7-7. And then in the 11th inning, Seth Johnson was in for the Phillies to pitch in that tie game 7-7. There's always that ghost runner on second base that starts there at the start of each inning in extra innings nowadays in Major League Baseball. So already have a guy in scoring position. Seth Johnson, however, allowed the go-ahead 2-run home run in the top of the 11th inning to make it a 9-7 ball game. The Red Sox were leading there in the 11th. Unfortunate for the Phillies, that's really all the Red Sox needed were those 2 runs. Now in the bottom of the 11th inning, Johan Rojas, who has been struggling at the plate, he's not known for his hitting. He did come up clutch there, however, hit an RBI single in the bottom half of the 11th inning to make it a 9-8 game. But unfortunately, the Phillies could not score any more runs there. Max Kepler came up with the game on the line. He struck out looking to end the game. The Phillies lost 9-8. They were up 5-0 at one point in the ballgame, so they did blow up that early 5-0 lead, which is not something that you like to see there. They should have had that game wrapped up. It could have been a huge start, a huge game for the Phillies. They kind of couldn't really get much going there after a hot start in that ball game until the end, where each team were kind of delivering body shots to each other there. The Phillies, though, on a positive note, did win the series 2-1. So that's really all that matters. You try to win each series, and then that means you're a very good team, a playoff team, a championship caliber team. So they did get a good series win over a good Red Sox team. They are off today on Thursday before they head to New York to take on the Yankees, who are a powerhouse, one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. That's going to be a 3-game series up there in New York. And then it's the start of a 6-game road trip. They head to Chicago to take on the White Sox before coming back home to take on the Detroit Tigers, who have been the best team in Major League Baseball pretty much for the whole season. One of the best teams out there as well. The road ahead does not get any easier for the Phillies, but they are coming off a huge series win. So that should help carry momentum into this big New York Yankees series. Welcome into Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Henley. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Now, yesterday, Bryce Harper, he always seems to come up in those big moments and deliver. He's got a flair for the dramatics, and that was on display once again in yesterday's ball game in that loss. The game was broadcast on national TV on ESPN for the world to see, and that is just what Bryce Harper thrives on. He hit his 350th career home run in the first inning, and it was a no doubt about it home run. Just absolutely launched a 439-foot home run to right field for 350 career home runs. It was his 14th home run of 2025. He went back-to-back with Kyle Schwarber there in the first inning to give the Phillies a 3-0 lead. Kyle Schwarber hit a 2-run home run. Bryce Harper hit a solo home run for his 350th. Of his 350 home runs, he now has 166 with the Phillies, and he had 184 with the Nationals, where he spent the 7 years prior before signing with the Phillies of his Major League Baseball career. Bryce Harper has been scorching hot as of late, and I love to see it. When he's going good, he is unstoppable, he is dominant, and he is one of the best hitters in all of Major League Baseball, and that is what's happening right now for Bryce Harper and the Phillies. He's batting .333 in the month of July, only about a week or so left, but .333 is incredible there for Bryce Harper. He's also batting .400 with 9 doubles, 5 home runs, and 8 RBIs in his last 10 ball games. So as of late, as I said, just absolute dominant stuff at the plate for Bryce Harper. He is scorching hot. Hopefully he can carry that momentum and carry that hotness into this huge series against the Yankees starting tomorrow night for this weekend series. Now, not only did Bryce Harper hit a home run, I did also mention Kyle Schwarber hit a home run too in the first inning, but the Phillies hit 5 total home runs in yesterday's loss. If you hit 5 home runs, you should have a pretty good offensive day. You should come away with a win, but the Phillies did end up losing that ball game in extra innings in the 11th inning, but 5 home runs, and all by 5 different players yesterday for the Phillies. Schwarber was first, that 2-run home run in the first inning. Bryce Harper back-to-back for his 350th career home run there in the first inning. Then Nick Castellanos hit a home run. Bryson Stott hit a home run. And JT Realmuto hit a very clutch home run in the 8th inning to tie it up 6-6, which ultimately helped the Phillies get into extra innings and have a chance to win. Fell short in the 11th, but JT Realmuto came up clutch and hit that game-tying home run in the 8th inning. Bryson Stott, notably, Bryson Stott and his wife Drew just had a baby yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday before the ball game or the night before. One of those things. But just had a baby, so he had that dad strength. Hit that home run yesterday in that ball game. He also had a very good day at the plate. He was 2 for 4 with a double as well. He also notably changed his walk-up song. Famously known having A-OK by Ty Verdes was his walk-up song for a very long time. The crowd loves it. It was incredible atmosphere in the playoffs when he comes up and the whole stadium's just singing his song. But Bryson Stott changed that yesterday, went 2 for 4. Maybe he should stick with this new song because he has been struggling all year long. Very, very bad season. Very inconsistent season offensively by Bryson Stott so far. Good game yesterday. Hopefully he can keep that going with this new dad strength and with his new walk-up song. He needs it. I actually wrote an article that got published yesterday before the ball game, before he went 2 for 4 on Fansided's Phillies site. That ball's out of here, talking about how the Phillies should or could demote Bryson Stott to AAA because of how bad he's been struggling at the plate. He has minor league options remaining, so it's a possibility he could go down there, reset. Go check it out on That Ball's Out Here on the Fansided site if you want to give it a read and see what I have to say, because it is something that could happen, something that probably won't happen, but hopefully this is a turning point in Bryson Stott's season as we get into this playoff push and into the playoffs, because when he's going good, this Phillies lineup is just so much better, so much deeper, and we've seen how good he can be at the plate and how good this Phillies team can be, Phillies lineup can be, with Bryson Stott hitting well. Also, I did mention JT Realmuto's game-tying home run in the 8th inning to make it 6-6. Solo home run was off Aroldis Chapman, one of the best closers really of all time. Also having an incredible season in 2025. So that was even more impressive that JT Realmuto was able to get a home run off of him in a clutch moment at the end of the game there in the 8th to tie it up and help the Phillies get into extra innings trying to win the ball game. Still lost, but still great stuff by JT Realmuto and the Phillies power hitters there. Just came up short. Hopefully they can continue this going. Also, I want to mention, I say Philly Bombers here. They're playing the Yankees starting tomorrow. They're known as the Bronx Bombers. That's why the little asterisk is there, because it's the Philly Bombers. Just a little play on words there as we get into this big series against the Yankees. Now, if you weren't worrying already, is it time to worry about Phillies starting pitcher Jesus Lazardo? He was on the mound yesterday in that ball game, in that loss. He started his Phillies career, started the 2025 season very well, but he's been struggling as of late for a little while now. Yesterday in that loss, he went 5 innings. He allowed just 2 hits, but he had 5 walks, way too many walks. It's even, you don't try not to walk any batters when you're pitching, let alone 5 in 5 innings. That is horrible stuff, horrible command, horrible just pitching by Jesus Lazardo yesterday. He also allowed 6 earned runs in those 5 innings. He got into trouble in that 5th inning. That's really where all the damage came from, because the Red Sox had no runs prior to that 5th inning. Jesus Lazardo was all right through those first 4 innings, but the 5th inning got into trouble. He allowed a leadoff double, then one of those 5 walks right after. He did get 2 straight outs, though, with those 2 runners on base. So there was 2 runners on base, 2 outs. Looks like he could have got out of that jam, but he did not. He then walked the next 3 consecutive batters, and including 2 walks with the bases loaded, which drove in 2 runs to make it a 5-2 ball game. And then all of a sudden, he allowed a grand slam to make it a 6-5 Boston Red Sox lead there in the 5th inning. Just bad stuff by Jesus Lazardo. It's really time to worry about him, in my opinion. He did get the final out of the inning to get out of it, but that was it. Done after 5 innings, replaced by Jordan Romano in the 6th inning, and the Phillies were now trailing the Red Sox 6-5 going into the 6th inning. And we're at the bottom of the 5th inning. Just time to worry about Jesus Lazardo for sure, because, as I said, he had an incredible start to 2025. He went 5-0 with a 2.15 ERA, through his first 11 starts of the season, he was a legitimate National League Cy Young candidate, and then everything took a turn for the worse and fell apart for the Phillies left-hander. He's been inconsistent to say the least since May 31st. He is now 8-5 on the year with a 4.58 ERA in 21 starts, including last night's start. So he was 5-0 with a 2.15 ERA through 11 starts, and now he's 8-5 with a 4.58 ERA to this point of the season. Just a massive jump and massive spike in numbers by Jesus Lazardo, and it's something the Phillies have to consider moving forward, especially come playoff time if he's in the starting rotation, gets moved to the bullpen, and then even making these decisions with the contracts, because Ranger Suarez is in a contract here, having a very good season overall for the Phillies. They have to decide whether to keep him or not. Jesus Lazardo has one more year of club control still, so he's going to have to get paid after next year. You got to make it. You're most likely not keeping both Jesus Lazardo and Ranger Suarez around for a next contract, so you really have to decide which one of those you want to keep for the more long term. And that decision has to come sooner rather than later. And Jesus Lazardo is not helping himself out with his struggles the past month, 2 months, going on to 3 months. Now, as we get into this July 31st trade deadline, the Phillies are going to be making some moves, or they should be making some moves to upgrade not only the bullpen, but maybe the outfield, particularly an outfield bat. And one of those guys could be Jesus Sanchez. Speaking of Jesuses, and speaking of former Marlins and current Marlins, the Phillies could make another trade with their division rival, just like they did during the offseason to get Jesus Lazardo. This time it could be Jesus Sanchez. He's a 27-year-old outfielder on the Marlins. Now, he is a left-handed hitter. The Phillies could be looking for a right-handed bat to go into that platoon situation in left field with Max Kepler, who's a left-handed bat. They also have Brandon Marsh, who's a left-handed hitter. So Jesus Sanchez is another left-handed hitter, but he can play all three outfield positions. He's been mostly playing right field in 2025 for the Marlins, but he has been playing all three and has played all three throughout his career. He's an above-average fielder. He's batting .262 with a .326 on-base percentage, a .423 slugging, .749 OPS. He has 11 doubles, 4 triples, and 9 home runs with 34 RBIs through 81 games so far in 2025. With the Marlins, he's got some speed. He's got the defense. He can hit a little bit. He's been hot as of late. He's batting .328 so far in the month of July as we're getting ready to get into August. He's 10 for his last 30 with 1 double, 2 home runs, and 4 RBIs in his last 9 games. So hot as of late for Jesus Sanchez. And if the Phillies were to trade for him, now he hasn't been the best hitter throughout his Marlins career, but he's also been playing on a bad Marlins team with a bad Marlins lineup. So playing on a team stacked, loaded in the lineup like the Phillies with Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, Alec Boehm, all those guys, Jesus Sanchez should benefit from playing in a lineup like that. You get more pitches to see, better pitches to swing at, better pitches to hit, more opportunities to drive in runs, all that kind of stuff. So he would benefit from playing in a way better lineup with the Phillies than with the Marlins, and his numbers could be so much better on a team like that. He's still relatively young at 27 years old. He still has room for improvement, so it could be a good trade for the Phillies. He also has 2 more years of club control, so there is that controllability if they were to trade for him, that you're not just having him for a couple months rental here. He'll be a free agent in 2028, and the Marlins are obviously one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball, 48-53 in 2025. So if teams come calling about their players, they could be sellers and they could make some deals. And a team that could use an outfield upgrade like the Phillies could be looking into Jesus Sanchez, who has been hot as of late and can help this team try to win a championship this year in 2025 and also be a piece moving forward in the next couple of years. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Henley. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully the Phillies can get back to their winning ways after this off day and kick off this 3-game series the right way against the Yankees. It's going to be a tough series, but the Phillies are a good team. They can handle their own business. Hopefully they can get that win to kick it off tomorrow night on Friday. Again, thank you guys for watching, and as always, go Phils.